Oh,
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how beat speed up like a battle.
yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk back at with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the 53-man roster, predicting the 53-man roster. And we're also going to be talking a little bit more about the Chicago Bears Hard Knocks. I got my co-host today with me, Chuck Full Damage Miller.
What's
already.
up, people? What's up?
And yeah, we're going to be going over predicting a 53-man roster, who's going to make the team, who's going to make the cut, and who's going to, be left with their feelings hurt, not being on the Chicago Bears. But before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest in regards to Chicago Bears news, and not only Chicago Bears news, but Chicago Bulls and Chicago Cubs and Chicago White Sox and any other sports that's out there. But yeah, let's dive into this.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes, sir.
Right now, I already have this is the depth chart already. This is the up-to-date depth chart so far for the 53. I mean, not the 53-man roster, but it's the 90-man roster. And so far, I think this is going by alphabetical order. So of course we got Keenan Allen.
Cope, is there a way to do it by position, bro?
Yeah, I'm going to see the depth chart.
So we can go by position. I think it would make it better in terms of delineating who we think is where.
Let me see. They don't have these names on here.
Right, which is weird. Well, I guess it wouldn't be weird. You gotta first go to the preseason to see who the coach is gonna put.
Yeah, I guess because this is a little bit too early. I think it's gonna be announced because we haven't done training camp yet. So,
so click code right where it says position above where it says wide receiver for Keenan Allen. Go away. You see it right above where the POS. Come down.
This one?
Okay. Yeah, see if that switches it. Okay, it does. So that's all the DBs here. These are the DBs. And then I guess if you hit switch again, it'll switch to the next ones and so on and so forth. But yeah, you see how it lined up everything there?
Oh, okay. Wide receivers.
Right. And do me a favor and enlarge it once more, bro, so we can be able to see all the names. Let me see. That's okay. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So welcome out there at KO Sports Talk, man. I'm on Chuck Full Damage 1, and I'm the biggest Bears fan that you know. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of KO Sports Talk. What we're gonna do here today, we're gonna go over this roster and see, in terms of the Bears depth chart, what we're looking at that's gonna be coming behind all of our starters. We're gonna try to predict who we think is going to make the roster, who's worthy of a roster spot, who's on the bubble, who we think is going to get cut. And this should be interesting. We kind of doing Hard Knocks before Hard Knocks. You know what I mean? It's kind of where we at with this right now, man.
Right.
So starting at the wide receiver, I think is a good one. What do you think about Nsimba Webster, bro? Do you think this is a guy that is worthy of a roster spot, bro?
I mean, I can see him as a special teamer. I don't see him as being part of like the wide receiver and being in the wide receiver room because I mean, based on our depth that we have in the wide receiver room, it's already crowded. I mean, of course, you have Keenan Allen, you have Rome Odunze. And then you got DJ Moore, but also behind them you have Velus Jones Jr., you have Tyler Scott.
Correct me if I'm wrong. correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Bears go and pick up Dante Pettis and bring him back, bro?
Yeah, they got That's what I'm saying. They got Dante Pettis. They have Dante Pettis on their wide receiver depth chart.
What's up, Ray? I see you out there, brother.
And Nsimba Webster, I mean, he could also be a possible cut candidate, you know. Like I said, they also signed that guy from the Los Angeles Chargers too. What's his name?
From the Chargers?
Yeah, from the Chargers.
Oh, you're talking about DeAndre Carter.
Yeah, DeAndre Carter too.
Right.
They also signed him from DeAndre Carter, so Nsimba Webster could be a possible cut candidate. You know, a cut casualty. And so,
okay.
And I mean, even last year he had limited time, you know, last year. So
yeah. Well, traditionally the Bears receiving core is not a deep one, bro. We generally don't have a real deep receiving core. This is why you get a lot of practice squad players that get opportunities when Bears wide receivers get injuries. And this is also why the Bears have always generally tried to get durable wide receivers, because we don't really get a lot of cats that we can line up on this 53-man roster at the wide receiver slot. So we need cats that can take a pounding, they can take a banging, they can block well, they physical. You know, we need those kind of cats. Puts me in the mind of a big receiver we once had named Marcus Robinson. I don't know if you remember him, bro. He was in the late 90s. And he was big, and he was lanky, and he was strong, bro. But he would get injured a lot because he was dragging so many cats along with him until it would, you know, it would mess up his ankles and his knees and stuff, you know. So he would get injured a lot based on that. Do you recall him, Kof? He was here with Marty Booker, bro. He was the other receiver on the other side of Marty Booker. You remember Marty Booker?
I remember Marty Booker.
Yeah. Marty was like number 86, I think. I want to say Marcus Robinson wore 88. I want to say 88. Yeah, but yeah, he was big, he was physical, and he was nasty, bro. He was nasty, but couldn't stay healthy, bro. Couldn't stay healthy. That was the only downside to him, man. You know. So yeah, our receiving core this year has a lot more depth to it than what we generally are used to, you know, and so. It's a nice problem for the first time in my life as a Bears fan, history of the Bears, of my Bears history, to actually see us have a problem with depth at the receiving core, and it be a good problem. It's not real thin. It's not we got to go out because too many players got hurt at the position. Now we got to go out and pick up somebody who was bagging groceries at the grocery store last week and throw them on the squad. You know, we don't have to.
I know, right?
Right. We don't have to do
2022.
Yeah. But I think Nsimba Webster, I think, you know, because of his pedigree with the Bears, because, you know, he's been here for a few years now on this team, you know.
Yeah, 2 years, I think.
Yeah. He's been here for a couple of years. And so that may buy him space and time on this roster. That might buy him space and time. What do you think about Freddie Swain, bro?
I don't know too much about this guy.
I think we grabbed him from the Seattle Seahawks, bro, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's been in the league for a while. And he was a backup receiver over there with the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Freddie Swain, he's okay. He's solid.
I never heard too much about this guy, to be honest.
I mean, probably because there's not much to hear, you know. But he can be one of those sneaky players, you know, when on a play when you least expect it, when all eyes are focused and fixed on DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and Roma Dunze. He can be one of those guys that can sneak down the field wide open and nobody's aware that he's there.
You're right. Nobody's aware. Yeah.
Right. And give Caleb Williams an easy bomb target for a touchdown or something. You know, and it's because, you know, he's not a known guy, you know. He's not a speed burner. He's not overly imposing physically or what have you, but he's solid, you know. And I think he's good in the blocking game too. Here's a dude that may push Nsimba Webster for the position for one of these roster spots, because we could use a guy like this on special teams, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you could use a guy like that on special teams, you know. Maybe for tackling or blocking, you know.
Yeah.
Velus Jones is coming up to, run the ball. Like you could probably use him for like special teams.
Yeah, can we find something else to do with Velus Jones? I'm thinking out loud, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I just had a moment, bro.
Sorry, bro.
I just had a moment. Okay, so yeah, I think Freddie Swain and December Webster are instantly the two guys that's going to be on the bubble to start this process. And if they're going to make this team, they're going to have to work their way onto this team. They have to show some value where coaches can see a use for them. Because when you get into the receiving core here, and we're about to get into it now, we talking what's that? Tyler Scott and Dante Pettis that's coming up next. That's my guy Ray, man. Thanks for joining the show, my brother. Those guys are coming up next, and these guys are pretty much shoe-ins to make this roster. They're pretty much shoe-ins to make this roster. Tyler Scott, he had a slow start to last year, but I think he picked it up in the second half of the year. He's impactful. His speed is definitely a game changer in this offense. What Tyler's got to do for me, he's got to tighten up the little things. He's got to hone in on the footwork, keeping your feet in back, keeping your eye on the ball. Right, keeping your eye on the ball and not trying to run before you catch and all of these things. If he does those little things, this guy, sky's the limit in terms of where he could go in this Bears offense, bro. Because you already got 3 quality possession receivers in DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. You're talking about guys who don't drop passes. They're going to catch everything in between and underneath. Rome Odunze is a 50-50 ball deep threat, but Tyler Scott can be the X factor here because he's the long ball deep threat. This is the guy. He's a deep threat. This is the guy that can stretch the defense like nobody's business. And if Caleb Williams is able to hit him in stride, look out stopping this Bears offense. Because if that guy is catching deep, everything underneath is going to be open, and it's not going to even be close trying to keep up with this receiving core.
And I think they can also use him in like some punt return coverages, right? Like, haven't they used him last year?
Yeah. I personally would like to see him try Tyler Scott in kick returns, bro. I just really think his speed is a bigger factor in those types of situations. You know what I mean? I really think that would be a bigger factor for us if he's in that type of situation. Punt returns, I think this is where you bring in DeAndre Carter in. Now they did mention that he is a kick returner, but I can see him more sure-handed in punt returns. The guys we got right now, they're not sure-handed on punt returns, bro. We can't take any more gaffles or fumbles from Velus Jones. We can't take any more from Tyler Scott on punt returns. We need a guy that's sure-handed there, and I think DeAndre Carter would fit that bill. I think he fit that bill better than what we need on kick return. But Tyler Scott's his speed is explosive, bro. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, if he holds on to it, that guy is lightning in the ball.
He's gonna take off.
Yeah, he can fly. He can fly, and I think he's gonna get better. I don't think last year, is going to be the tell-all about Tyler Scott's NFL career. He's a rookie. And he made some rookie mistakes. Probably got some jitters, a little too anxious, a little too excited, a little too nervous. Who knows what he was doing there. Don Burr, welcome to the show, my brother.
What's up, Don Burr?
He said he can't catch when the QB is throwing on his back. Bears O-line is a liability. Don, I don't know if you've been checking out PFF or checking out what the Bears have been doing in the offseason. I don't know that the O-line.
You already know what you're checking out, Don Burr.
Yeah, secret bro, you might need to go rethink this thought here, bro, before you shut it.
Don Burr's a secret Bears fan.
Mm-hmm. He said we keep hollering weapons, but it starts up front, and we're not there yet. I'll be honest with you, Don. I'm still a little suspect. I still think our offensive line is a little suspect. So I'm not going to say you're entirely off kilter, but according to PFF ratings, bro, we rated out higher and better at this offensive line than what I gave us credit for in the second half of the season. They got us ranked the number 11 best offensive line that's in the league right now. And we've added pieces, Don. We've added Ryan Bates, who is going to be a big weapon what's his name? Coleman Shelton, who's going to be big on this offensive line. We've added Kyron Omega G, who, if he lives up to potential, could be a dominant force in this offensive line. So it's not that you're gonna run everybody over, on this offensive line. Okay, so yeah, Don, this is great that you're sharing where the Lions are. This is not a Lions show, Don. We're not talking about them right now. We're not talking about the Lions, Don. Get out of here with that. And your D-line forward, good luck. DJ Reader, that much of a difference? We'll see. Yeah, well, you had two guys. You did have two guys. Your boy, Alin McNeil.
What do you think about Dante Pettis, man?
Yeah, let's get back on focus. Good job, Kofi. Dante Pettis, I like Dante Pettis, but he has hands of stone if you throw the ball directly at him. I don't know what that's all about. This guy, he gets open. He's great.
Right.
He's getting open. What's up?
20 minutes on Tyler Scott is crazy. We were on him for 20 minutes.
Come on, bro. Come on.
It hasn't been 20 minutes, bro.
He's 16 minutes into the show and you talking crazy, bro. Go find out what Green Bay doing, man. Yeah, Dante Pettis, bro. Dante Pettis, I like him because of the experience that he brings to the table. Kind of puts me in the mind of the guy that Detroit had last year, Reynolds. Puts me in the mind of Reynolds, what's good, bro? Puts me in the mind of Reynolds, and a sure guy, a sure-handed veteran that can kind of anchor the second level of this receiving core, bro. And you need those kind of guys on the team, man. When things are getting a little loose and guys get a little fidgety, talking crazy, thinking that they better than Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, and they should be in the starting lineup. You need a guy like this to anchor their egos and help bring them back around. Right? Man, look, bro, these guys are over you for a reason. It's something they're doing when the chips are down, when the money is on the wood, that you're not doing. And this is why they get this first string over you, and you don't get that slot. So yeah, but I like Dante Pettis. I like him. You just got to know how to throw to him. If you throw the ball directly at him, he gets the dropsies. But if you bomb it, hit him in wide open situations, basket catch, he's good with that. He's good with that. And he gets open.
He knows how to get open.
Yeah, this dude knows how to get open.
Like you said with what's his name? The other guy you're talking about, I think he could, people don't know too much about, Dante Pettis. They're not going to expect him to do much on this offense, but I think that Shane Waldron, he's going to include him in an offense where he's going to scheme him to get wide open for, a possible, large gain or a touchdown,
Yeah. T.O.'s asking the question, does he make the roster? I absolutely agree that he does make this roster.
He does make the roster.
The reason being because the Bears sought him out. They went back and found this guy. They went back and brought him back, to this camp, If anytime you got a franchise that once had a guy that was in their starting receiving core that comes back and looks for that guy and requests him back, this guy's almost guaranteed a roster spot, I believe. I believe it would take some outstanding play in preseason and in training camp by other receivers, not named Odunze, Allen, or Moore, for him to get bumped off this squad, bro. I think he's there, bro. I think he's there.
All right. Next. Oh, yeah. Rome Odunze. I think this is
certain guys are just foregone conclusions. I don't even think we need to spend a lot of time on the Rome Odunze, other than to let the Bears fans know what they're getting. You know what I mean? When you get Rome Odunze, you're getting a guy who carries himself like a seasoned veteran on the field, but he's a rookie. This is his first year in the NFL. This guy, in terms of his catching ability with 50-50 balls, he gives me Musa Muhammad vibes. And I don't know how deep you guys go in terms of your Bears fandom, but Musa Muhammad was a sure-handed receiver that the Chicago Bears got from the Carolina Panthers in our 2006 season, or actually 2005, I want to say we got him and brought him over. And that guy was very instrumental, a big part of us making it to the Super Bowl that year. Now, We didn't win it, but we got there. And Musa Muhammad was big.
Yeah, Musa Muhammad was very instrumental in us getting to Super Bowl.
Yes, absolutely. This guy had great hands. If he's being challenged and had to fight for balls, he was winning all the 50-50 balls. This is what Rome Odunze brings to the table. He brings that ability, plus he brings more. He's more talented going down the field than a Musa Muhammad. You know, he's got great hands. Who was that? TJ Houshmandzadeh, former wide receiver of the Cincinnati Bengals, is one of the guys, is the guy that's training Rome Odunze and getting him ready for life in the NFL as a wide receiver. And this guy, he loves Rome Odunze so much. He says that, you know, when they ask him to comp him or to compare him to a receiver that's in the NFL or formerly was in the NFL, he says he really doesn't have a comparison.
He doesn't have a comparison.
Right. He said this guy is his own kind of creature. You know, he's got his own kind of thing. It kind of puts me in the mind of receivers like a Calvin Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald, you know, those type of guys who really had their own lane. You really couldn't identify them with anybody else, you know, and he says, he screams that Rome Odunze is that kind of guy. He said the Bears fans don't know what we got yet, but wait till we see him. He says this guy is outstanding, bro.
And I think he can have a long career too. I mean, if he, you know, he's that type of player that can have a long and outstanding career, you know, like a Larry Fitzgerald, you know, because he definitely has that work ethic. You could definitely see it in his game. You could definitely see it in some of his workouts that he's done. I've seen some of his workouts that he's done, and he has that type of personality and that type of character where he can play in the NFL for a long time.
And let me say this about Rome. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's the little intangible, like, because those are the little intangibles. You can have all the skills in the world, but the thing is, like, do you have that work ethic? Do you have that drive? Do you have the love for the game in order to, you know, be that type of player? You know, because I mean, a lot of NFL players come and go, but I feel like Rome Odunze is that type of player that can have a long and outstanding career. Absolutely. And you know, speaking of, you know, Rome Odunze, I mean, yeah, you can't really compare. Look at this guy saying next. I'm not done yet, bro.
Slow down, T.O. Slow down. Let me just add this quote while I'm thinking about it real quick, bro.
Go ahead.
I think with Rome Odunze, there is a physical toughness that's in this guy that's highly underrated. You know, and Bears fans need to know what they're getting. You're getting this dude who is a physical specimen. This is why he wins so many 50-50 balls, because he's out muscling the guy that's sticking him, bro. He's 6'3", so we're not talking about a little guy. This is a big guy, 215 pounds of muscle. He's got great moves when he's in the open field, and his hands are impeccable. I think we have a winner in Rome Odunze. Now, I'll admit, during the draft, he wasn't my first pick at wide receiver. Malik Neighbors is who I was on. But did the Bears make a mistake, or did we get the wrong one in Rome Odunze? Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. I think we got a winner in Rome Odunze, bro. I think we really do.
Oh, here's another stat. You know, here's another wide receiver prior to him being drafted by the NFL. Believe it or not, Justin Jefferson, bro, led the league right in 50-50 balls prior to him being drafted by the Minnesota Vikings.
That's interesting there, Cole. I like that.
Yeah, he actually led the league in 50-50 balls and all of football, you know, prior to him being drafted, you know, by the Minnesota Vikings. And so, I don't know, that's a little stat I also want to throw out too. So people were saying, oh, Rome Odunze, oh, he doesn't get enough separation. You can't really scheme him to get wide open, because, you know, that was a weakness of him.
Right.
Prior to him being drafted, that's the fact that he can't get enough separation.
Well, now here's the thing about that, though. When you got a guy who can't get enough separation, but he's winning all the 50-50 balls, that tells you that he does not need a lot of separation to win. You know what I mean? Now, is he going to be the explosive deep threat down the field with, you know, Deshaun Jackson type bombs with 70 yards? Probably not. But is this guy going to catch when Caleb Williams throws to him? Absolutely. He's coming down with those passes.
And let's not forget about his route running skills. His route running is absolutely underrated too in his game. So,
and not every receiver, just so you guys know, not every receiver that's on your team is going to be this lightning fast Tyreek Hill type of quick guy going down the field.
Jalen Waddle, right.
You don't want every receiver to be a deep threat. You know, not every receiver needs to be a deep threat. You need a possession receiver. You need somebody who, you know, if you throw the ball to him, he's going to come up with that pass. He's going to catch the ball. You need the guy that can get to the first down markers. You know, you need the guy who can take the short passes and take them a long way. You know what I mean? You need a guy that can break.
What about the red zone too? We got to have wide receivers that's going to be.
You got to have a red zone threat. You got to have all those things. You know, so you know, receiving core is not just speedy guys who can catch the deep balls. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now we can move on to you.
Now we can move on. Next player, Peter LeBlanc.
No, actually, you just went past DJ Moore, bro.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
My bad. DJ Moore.
We already know about DJ Moore. I mean, you know, what more is there to say? This guy had an outstanding year last year for the Chicago Bears. It was the best year of his career, and he's poised to do it again. He's poised to come back and have another great year. He believes that the Bears receiving core between Keenan Allen, Roman Dunze, and himself is going to be in a race, the first to 1,000 yards receiving, you know, which is great. I love that in-house competitive, in-game competitiveness, you know, that they're going to have with each other, you know, and so they're going to push each other. And DJ Moore, I mean, the accolades speak for themselves. The only thing I say about last year is they were bogus for snubbing him from the All-Star, from the Pro Bowl, from the Pro Bowl team.
I think he's going to be a Pro Bowl this year. He's definitely going to be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. But I mean, DJ Moore speaks for himself. If you don't know DJ Moore, you need to learn who this guy is. And if you don't know DJ Moore, I'm questioning if you're a Bears fan.
I'm surprised he hasn't made the Pro Bowl ever in his 7-year career, though. That's surprising.
Stunning, to be honest.
That's crazy to me, bro.
But when I think about it, now that I think about it, Coach, not really necessarily that stunning. The reason being is because he's been on teams where he's constantly having different quarterbacks, bro. His quarterbacks are constantly changing, bro. Constantly changing. Yeah.
He had what? Sam Darnold. He had Baker Mayfield. He had Teddy Bridgewater. Didn't he have He had PJ Washington. He had Cam Newton.
Yeah, PJ Walker. He got all these guys, man. It's been all over the place for him, bro. It's been all over the place for him, bro. So, you know, for him to even still be revered or recognized as a top quality receiver in the NFL, seeing that he's been through all those QBs, speaks volumes about his gameplay. Speaks volumes about how great this guy is in terms of his ability to receive. Because he's still, you know, he's making something out of nothing. He's getting something out of nothing. You know what I mean?
Right, and he could possibly even have another career year this season. But, you know, it remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Bowls also. Yeah, that's right, Optimus.
Yeah.
It is.
What's good, Optimus? Yeah, it is a popularity contest. But let's be real. Outside of a player named Justin Fields, who was a more popular Chicago Bear last year than DJ Moore. This dude was all the rave coming into Chicago. You know what I mean? He was all the rave. So, you know, I just think they snubbed him. You know, they probably didn't feel like, you know, he deserved it, or they completely overlooked what he was doing, which is a shame. This guy was outstanding last year. He was outstanding.
All right. Next. Peter LeBlanc. He's a rookie from Louisiana. Do you know much about this guy, Peter? I don't know.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. I just know he was undrafted free agent that the Bears
coming out of Louisiana.
I think if he has a chance to make this roster, which is a very slim chance, it is going to be on special teams. He's going to have to show some fire, bro. He's going to show some fire. And I'm going to tell you something. If he really wants to make a splash, become a return man who can take the ball to the house for the Bears, whether on punts or kickoff returns.
Or they could just use them for special teams for blocking or tackling.
Right. Be an outstanding blocker. You know what I mean? You know, make great
tackler.
tackles. Yeah. Do something like that. I personally think that that's probably his lone chance to make this roster. But if do I think he makes the roster? Not necessarily. I mean, he can. But if I'm totally honest, bro, he could possibly bump a guy like Velus Jones if Velus has a bad training camp, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Velus, he's really got to show me something. That guy got to show me something, man. He got to show me something. I haven't seen it as of yet, bro.
Speaking of Velus Jones.
Speaking of the devil. There he is. That guy got all the speed in the world. Potential is the sky. The sky's the limit for his potential. This guy cannot get out his own way, bro. He's not living up to snuff. And I honestly believe, Kofi, and I've shared this with you before, and you guys out there have heard me say this before, I honestly believe the only reason that he's still in the Chicago Bears uniform is because he was Ryan Poles' first pick as a general manager. He's more like a trophy at this point for Ryan Poles than he is
a trophy case, a dusted trophy case.
Right, then he is a viable receiver for this team. I just don't see what's here that we're hanging on to. You know, at this point, I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Does he make the team? If I'm judging by performance, I would say no. But will he make the team? More than likely, because he's the trophy piece. I'm gonna say yeah. But to me, that's a wasted roster spot. You know, unless he has some outstanding thing that happens in training camp that is just mind blowing. You know,
I think he does make the team. Because I think last year he led the NFL last year in return yardage, and so I think. Sorry, man, the noise in the background.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I think last year he led the league in average return yards. Okay. And based on the rules that the NFL is going to give him, I think it's really going to benefit him. So I mean, I think as a foregone conclusion, he's going to make the team based on the NFL rules on how they're going to change it. And I mean, like I said, he only had one drop last year. I believe it was only one drop last year. And in terms of like return, like in kick returns, he didn't have any drops.
Okay.
So I think he's going to be primarily used as a kick returner as opposed to a punt returner. So.
Okay, you said he only had one drop in the passing game?
No, and like punt.
On punts. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say if he only had one drop in the passing game.
In terms of kick returns, he didn't have any drops. He didn't have any drops in kick returns.
Okay. Yeah. No. Like I said, if he only had one drop in the passing game, it's probably because they only threw to him 3 times. I mean, yeah. He's got something to show me. Real Street Sports Talk says Velus Jones is behind 6 wide receivers: Allen, Moore, Rome, Scott, Pettis, and Carter. He said, I don't see how he makes the roster. T.O., I'm inclined to believe you, man. I'm inclined to agree with you, I should say. I'm inclined to agree with that, bro. So, yeah, it's a no-go for me. But, you know, Ryan Poles might squeeze him in there. I don't know, bro.
Next is Colin Johnson.
Colin Johnson is an interesting one to me. He does not dominate in any aspect of, you know, of training camp or what have you. This is not a guy who wins coaches over in practice. But when he gets his opportunities on the field, he's solid, bro. He plays pretty well, bro. You know, I've seen the games that he's played in now. Is he, you know, Dante Pettis? Not necessarily, you know. He's not getting open like Dante Pettis or whatever. But when the ball comes his way, this guy catches. He catches, bro. You know. But that being said, this is a deep receiving core room. You know, this is a deep receiving room this year in Chicago, something that we're not used to. Thank God we got it. Praise Jesus. But so, you know, I don't know. I would like to see the Bears keep him around on the practice squad, you know, if nothing else. You know, I think, you know, 4 years, you know, in and out with the Bears, I think this guy kind of earned it, you know, to at least hang around on the practice squad, you know. But I don't think he makes the roster. I don't think he makes the opening day roster.
Yeah, I mean, for the times, like you said, Colin Johnson, for the opportunities that he has gotten, he does take advantage of it. But hell, I mean, you can even use him for even blocking. I mean, the guy's big and lengthy. But yeah, I think he's just gonna be. I don't know if he's really gonna make the roster because he's kind of been in and out.
And Coach, let me point this out about the blocking too. When it comes to the receivers, our 3 starters are Moore, Allen, and Odunze, but these are big physical guys. They are going to block. These are great blockers on the field. So we're not going to be starving at that position, for blocking. We got 3 physical guys. It's going to be pretty nasty up front. So anybody that's making the team in the receiving corps behind these guys, they're going to have to do something special. They have to stand out in some kind of way. Because we're not starving for this. You know what I mean? It's a nice problem to have, but I don't think Colin makes the roster, bro. I don't think he makes it.
John Jackson. This was what's his name's teammate? Caleb Williams' teammate back in USC.
Right. Yeah. Is Caleb a friend of the program?
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's the only way this guy makes the roster. I do applaud the Bears for giving him a shot. He does have chemistry with Caleb, which can be a plus, but he's really going to have to impress to make this roster, bro. He's going to have to impress, bro. I don't know. What's his speed like, Coach? I don't know much about his speed down the field.
I think he's got decent speed. I know.
I just know he wasn't the best receiver on USC's roster.
Yeah, I know in his career, his USC career, he has 5 receptions for 42 yards, appearing in 40 games.
You said 5 receptions for 42 yards, appearing in 40 games
in his career. While appearing in 40 games, I'm looking at the USC football.
That's unheard of, Coach. A wide receiver appearing in 40 games with 5 receptions and 42. Are you kidding me, man? That cannot. He's got to be all blocking.
That was. I think they're just trying to beat Caleb Williams.
Yeah, this is a friend of the program type of move here.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna make the roster.
He vouching for his guy. The Bears listening to Caleb, giving him a shot. This guy's not making the roster, bro. Sorry.
Next.
5 receptions, 42. Wow. That just messed me up, bro.
That's the end of him.
Yeah.
DeAndre. Oh, they don't have a oh, wow.
For DeAndre? That's
right. Shoot. Hold on.
Hit position.
Yeah, they don't have a page for DeAndre Carter.
Okay, that's okay. We know who DeAndre Carter is. He's a speedy, shifty little wide receiver. I first see him when he was with the Washington Commanders, and he has moments. He has moments. He can be impactful in the passing game at moments, but he's not going to do it all the time. This is not a guy that's going to be on the field all the time. He's more of a situational receiver for me. That's what he is. He's situational. So if you're in a must-pass situation, I can see you putting DeAndre Carter out there. If you're talking wide receiver screens or something like that, and you need a speedy, shifty guy who can get that ball and take it to the house if you get him open, I can see DeAndre Carter there. Plus, special teams is kind of where he's laid his anchor of late in the league. When he was drafted by the Commanders, I keep saying Redskins. When he was drafted by the Commanders, they drafted him to be, I want to say, a slot receiver, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where they drafted him at. But he didn't really pan out because he's undersized. He had problems initially getting off the line, but I think he kind of solved those. And now, the Bears, they definitely need. And see, this is the reason why a guy like Velus Jones is questionable to make this roster to me. Because look at who the Bears went and got to bring in. They brought in DeAndre Carter, a guy who can do exactly what Velus Jones does, but he does it better. You know what I mean? So this is why Velus Jones is on the outskirts for me, and I'm hard pressed to believe that he'll make this roster. But to me, DeAndre Carter, he's another one like the Dante Pettis. You know, the Bears brought him in. You know, they signed him over. You know, I don't see a reason why they would cut this guy. I don't see a reason why they cut this guy. He makes the team good right there.
Yeah. I think DeAndre Carter is gonna make the team. Because with him, I think they could probably they could use him in mostly like punt return coverages. I mean, but you can also use him in kick returns as well, you know, because the guy he could definitely, you know, catch the ball. You know, he's not gonna drop it. And in terms of like situations, you can use him in situations during in games where you could probably use him for like a jet sweep or like a 3rd-and-1 situation where he has to run a slant route to catch the ball. You know, but primarily I think you could use him for special teams or like kick returns or punt returns. So,
and if this guy gets a crease, if he gets a crease on a kick return or punt return, look out.
He's gonna house it.
Special teams. He can take it to the house. He is that kind of speed. He can take it to the house. Next.
All right, Keenan Allen.
I don't know about this guy, man. Is he gonna make this team? I don't know, though.
I don't know if he's gonna make the team.
Paul may not make the team.
Yeah, he probably might not make the team.
The ultimate lock right there, bro. The ultimate lock. Keenan Allen is on this route.
This guy don't need no introduction.
No, he doesn't. All you got to do is go look at his history. Go look at his game film from last year. It tells you everything you need to know about Keenan Allen. Such an explosive weapon. Can take a short pass in the slot to the house. Phenomenal at beating cornerbacks off of the line of scrimmage, bro. I hope the Bears will put
this guy's a masterful route runner.
I hope the Bears will put it in their chromosomes to have this guy teach the young guys. Teach the young guys how to get off the line. If it's one thing Bears young receivers have always had a problem with, and it's mainly because the Bears don't teach this well, is our young receivers generally have a problem figuring out how to get off the line, you know, how to beat the coverage with that's up front when the DBs are getting physical with them, what have you. So we could use the knowledge of Keenan Allen to give to these young receivers that's on this team, bro. He could really help with Tyler Scott. You know, he could really help him. And I don't know what he could do for Velus Jones, but he could really help Tyler Scott, bro. He could help that guy free himself up, especially with the speed that he has down the field. And once that guy learns how to beat somebody off the line, your goose is good.
It's over. It's game over,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, your goose is good.
I mean, and not only that, I mean, you talked about it, Chuck, like how he has tortured the NFC North opponents.
Yes. Nobody. Here it is good, Don, T.O., Slim, all of these fans, Mello, all these fans of these other NFC North teams, nobody in this division wants to see Keenan Allen coming. This dude owns the NFC North, bro. You don't believe me? Go look at the numbers last year against the NFC North. Go look at him any year that he's played against the NFC North. There's no guarding this guy. The Bears really got one when they got Keenan Allen, bro. This dude is nasty. He's nasty.
Enough said. Tommy Sweeney.
Okay, tight end.
He's a tight end.
He's more
I think this is somebody who we signed during OTAs or something.
Yeah, no, I mean he been here a couple of years, man. I remember him. You know, I think he was here last year for certain. But I want to say like
he was on the practice squad, right?
Yeah. And he's more like of an emergency tight end. I could see him a practice squad guy. Bears were already thin.
He's a practice squad guy.
Yeah, if there's one position we were thin at coming into, the training camp, all OTAs and all this, it's a tight end position. This is the reason why they went back and re-signed what's his name, Mercedes Lewis. This is why they brought him back. We were really thin. After you get past Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett, we didn't really have much to speak of. And Tom Sweetie really not much to speak of.
Yeah. Not much to speak of. Mercedes Lewis.
And there he goes.
The tight ends.
T.O., we got Paw back in here. This is Paw for real. 19 years and counting of experience. Man, this guy's been around a long time. But he still is a great blocker. Doesn't have any foot speed to speak of, but he's a great blocker. He's going to give extra added protection and depth on the offensive line for your quarterback. So, he buys Caleb Williams more time to figure it out, which is great, which is what our rookie quarterback is going to need. And he's sneaky with the pass catching. He can creep out of the backfield and come away with a touchdown or two in the red zone. This is that kind of guy, and every team needs a guy like this, Plus, he'll anchor, any unnervedness that comes out of the young guys on the offensive line, or in a receiving core, the tight end room, or whatever he'll bring them back to reality. I don't know, man. I've been doing this longer than you've been here. Yeah. Who is older, Mercedes or KO? I don't know, Redbeard.
He's doing it as a joke, bro. He's joking, bro. Because of my hairline, bro. You're terrible.
What's good with you, Red? What's going on, Mills? I see you out there, bro.
Oh, Redbeard is always going in on my hairline, bro. Screw you, Redbeard.
Theo, I see you, man. I see you. What's up, Mills? Theo, I see you out there. He said Keenan Allen is the truth. Stop playing.
Dude, obviously Mercedes is older than me,
bro. We're playing, man. We're playing. Keenan is, brother. We know who that is, brother.
What's up, AO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Mercedes, he speaks to himself. He's a staple. He's one of those pillar guys. He's a pillar, of any offense that he's.
And he's a great blocking tight end. We already know that. He's gonna be used for
outstanding with that, bro. He's outstanding with that. So definitely, and you need a guy like this. You got the pretty toys in Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett, who going down the field and they make it outstanding catches. They'll get the touchdowns. And Cole Kmet gonna hit home runs, and Gerald Everett gonna say 4 Hail Marys. I don't know what he do when he celebrates. But yeah, they're the pretty toys. This is the workhorse, Mercedes Lewis. That's the workhorse in the trench.
Cole Kmet.
Speaking of my guy, I still believe this guy was snubbed. Should have been a Pro Bowler. Cole Kmet has been outstanding for the Bears over the last 2 years, bro. It's been outstanding for the Bears, bro. Arguably, before DJ Moore came in, this was our best receiver on the team. Guys got great hands, nice speed going down the field for a tight end. And I don't know how, when, where, how, and why, but he just has a propensity to get open, and I mean wide open. I don't know how Cole does it, but this guy's always open down the field, and he's a deep ball threat. As a tight end, to have a tight end that's a deep ball threat, that's scary. You got a guy that big coming out the slot, coming off the line, and he's a deep ball threat. Look out. So he stretches the field in other ways for this receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, and then last year he was pretty much a safety valve for Justin Fields. And I think he's definitely going to be kind of like a safety valve for Caleb Williams. I mean, Cole Kmet, that dude, he wasn't dropping no passes, bro. He was catching passes all over the field. He was getting open all over the field. And I think he had a career high in touchdowns this past year. And so I think I could see him having maybe an 800-yard type season this upcoming season, or
I'd love to see him
between 600 to 800 based on all.
I would love to see him eclipse 1,000, bro. I would just love to see.
I would like it too, but I mean, it's going to be kind of hard based on all the weapons galore that we have.
Yeah, it's going to be too much to spread around. Unless Caleb got us averaging 35, 40 points a game. You know what I mean?
Right.
If he got us averaging 35, 40 points a game, then maybe, But that guy's outstanding. And here's the other guy that we were speaking of.
Gerald Everett.
you guys know anything about tight ends in the NFL, you know that Gerald Everett is a how can I put it? He's an underrated high-end tight end to me. That's the way I view him. He's not very vocal. He's a quiet guy, so you don't hear a lot about him. But if you go and look at his gameplay, his in-game play, this guy's outstanding, bro. This guy's outstanding. He's a great weapon for any quarterback to have in the receiving corps. And so now, yeah, we're just talking about from the tight end position. Now, Caleb Williams doesn't have one weapon at the tight end. He's got two. And both of these guys are very dangerous.
Do not drop passes.
They don't drop passes. They can catch the deep balls. They are both deep threats. They can break it long. I mean, what more can you ask for, bro? In the middle
both
of this
red zone threats. I mean, he was a red zone threat, with the Chargers when what's his name? With Justin Herbert.
Yeah, definitely. And if there's a nod that I can give him over Cole Kmet, he's a better blocking tight end than Cole Kmet.
I think both Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett were ranked top 25 in PFF. In terms of tight ends, they were both ranked top 25 in terms of not dropping the ball too, and just overall at tight end. So we both have two reliable tight ends too. That's really going to be very.
Five, listen to that, people. That's 5 weapons in the passing game that Caleb Williams is going to have. That's extremely reliable. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, if he lives up to snuff, Cole Kmet, and Gerald Everett. That is nasty, people. That is nasty. I like that. Yep. Let's see what Redbeard had to say here. Redbeard said, Everett might be the best number 2 tight end. I could definitely agree with that, bro. Very much so. Because truth be told, bro, on anyone else's team, he could easily be a 1. Anyone else's team, he could easily be a 1. He was a 1 in was that in Seattle? He was a 1 in LA with the Chargers. He's been a 1 everywhere else that he's been. It's just here he's not a 1. And you know what? I think he wasn't a 1. I take that back. He wasn't a 1 and when he was with the Rams, but they had it was like a tight end by committee thing they had going on.
Yeah, tight end by committee.
Yeah. That guy's a great tight end. Steven Carlson. Who is this guy?
He's in the practice squad. I don't really know too much, about Steven Carlson, but I know he was kind of in and out of the lineup. So I think he's going to be in the practice squad. I don't know if he's going to make the 53-man roster, but he's kind of like.
I think he's more of a special teams guy.
He's more of a special teams guy.
Yeah. So you always need special teams guys. Yeah, if you always need special teams guys, I think he definitely can make the special teams. Okay, who's his name? Brandon Bates. So it appears that we got a crowded tight end room right now, but we know that the majority of these guys are probably not making this squad unless they're on special teams, bro.
Yeah, he's just another. I think he was undrafted. That was signed by. He was an undrafted free agent that was signed by Ryan Poles. So I think he's another person that's going to be on the practice squad. So, yeah. Sorry, Brandon.
I could see a guy like this. If his hands aren't great, I could see a guy like him. Becoming like a H-back. He could get into the blocking scheme of things if he could learn from Mercedes Lewis. You have to learn from Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah. But we shall see. Now on to the running backs. We are on to the running backs. Ian Wheeler. This is a rookie, another undrafted free agent that was signed by Ryan Poles. He played in Howard University with the Bisons. Like I said, with him, he's going to be used in special teams. I don't know if I see him making a 53-man roster based on our crowded running back room. We already have Travis Homer on. We got Khalil Herbert. Roshan Johnson. I just think maybe they could probably use him in special teams. He's more of a special teams guy. I don't know if he's really going to make the team. He's going to be on practice squad, but
Now, Cole, this is the first place where we're going to disagree. I believe that Ian Wheeler makes this roster, bro. And the reason being is because if you can go pull up some game film on him, if you like, well, this guy is explosive when the ball touches his hand. This is the guy that I believe the Bears are really going to look forward to if he reaches potential to being the special teams return guy. Also, he's explosive when the ball is in his hands from the line of scrimmage on handoffs. I think he's going to uproot Travis Homer. I don't see a reason why the Bears need to give a roster spot to Travis Homer, who did absolutely nothing for us last year, and let a guy like this guy walk. You know, this guy, his upside is great. The sky's the limit for how explosive this guy can be. He has the speed like a DeAndre Carter. This guy has breakaway speed. And if you get the ball in his hands and get him in the open field, it is going to be dangerous trying to cover this guy. I think he uproots Travis Homer. I think he takes him up out of here. You said we can't have Red Beard said we can't have 5 running backs on a 53-man roster. I would agree. This is why Travis Homer is going, brother. He got the ride out. He got the ride out. Yeah, but no, I really do think Red Beard that Ian Wheeler uproots him. I don't see a reason why Travis Homer's on this roster. DeAndre Swift, for those of y'all that's new to the show. Now we are going to talk to the new people to the show. We're going to talk to the Lions fans. Y'all remember this guy?
I know, right? The one y'all got rid of.
Yeah.
That's funny because the Lions have our former player in David Montgomery, and we have the Lions' former player in DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. But yeah, DeAndre Swift. I mean, what can we say about this guy? He had a great season last year, I thought, with the
he had a Pro Bowl season last year
with the Eagles. Hold on one second.
Yeah, but DeAndre Swift, of course, he's definitely a lock to make it. I mean, I think he's going to be our RB1.
Yeah, he's definitely the starter on this team. DeAndre Swift is explosive. You guys haven't seen him. You're in for a treat. Bears fans are in for a treat with this guy. Instant offense. As soon as he touches the ball, all he needs is a crease. He doesn't even need a full open lane, bro. This guy sees the crease. You're going to catch hell trying to catch up to this guy. He's breakaway speed extraordinaire, and he's got great hands in the pass catching game. Coming out the backfield. His blocking, he's suspect on the blocking, but so is Khalil Herbert. You kind of want to use Roshan Johnson in those blocking situations, but this guy here is very, very explosive, and he brings a different dynamic to the Bears passing game. And the running back room. He definitely brings those 2 factors in, and he makes us more dangerous coming out the backfield. We're even more dangerous with this guy back there. So yeah. I mean,
I think last year he had 1,200 scrimmage yards. Well, over 1,200 scrimmage yards. So he definitely brings a different dynamic to the running back room, not only in terms of running the ball, but definitely pass catching. I mean, he could definitely catch out the backfield. And, like you said, he's going to be another weapon for Caleb Williams in the passing game when we're trying to spread the ball out. Like once you give this guy a crease, man, it's like he's going to break away, bro. And, once he, like I said, once you give him that crease, man, that could be, a 10-yard gain, or it could be a 60-yard house in for a touchdown, bro. That's how much explosive this guy is.
If Caleb Williams catches up to snuff quickly from the quarterback position, this guy is the limit for how much offensive firepower and production that we can produce on this team. It's going to be nasty. This guy, Roshan Johnson, keep your eyes on him, people. That's one of my breakout players of this year. I think Roshan Johnson has the ability to uproot, wait for it, Khalil Herbert as the number 2 running back on this team. Reason I say that is because he has all the other intangibles and all the other skill sets that Khalil Herbert lacks. He's got the power in his run game. He's got the ability to smash mouth and run people over, break tackles in the open field. You know, he's a great blocker coming out of the backfield, and he can catch. He can catch the ball coming out of the backfield. And this guy he's a physical specimen. Plus, he gives the Bears running back room. He gives us a change of pace back coming behind DeAndre Swift. I think that Khalil Herbert, you know, God bless him. You know, I love him overall, but I think when you got DeAndre Swift, you already got a Khalil Herbert, so to speak, in DeAndre Swift. So you don't need two of the same guys backing each other up. I think this is where Roschon takes a step forward, bro, and I think he becomes the RB2 on this team, bro. I think he becomes RB2, and God forbid anything should happen to DeAndre Swift, but I think he can slide in as one and be just as effective, bro.
Yeah, I agree. He could slide in as a one. Like I said, he's a power back guy who could give you those hard downs. And he can block too. You know, I mean, even at times he has done some catching out of the backfield, but primarily I think Roschon Johnson, he could also have a breakout season like this season. I mean, I think the guy, he was very underrated last year. And like even when Khalil Herbert went down, he took a lot of the load in being the running back one. So he definitely has running back one potential. Yeah, like I said, he's definitely going to make the roster, bro. He's a bruiser back. He's going to give you those downs where it's going to be like 3rd and 1, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, where he's going to, run you over, and he can break tackles. And he can also break a lot of tackles.
Let me say this about Roschon Johnson. His work ethic, people, second to none. This guy is a workhorse. He is constantly in the lab, constantly in the weight room, constantly practicing moves, constantly on the field. That guy is a workhorse. This is a dude that you want on your team. I don't care where you got to squeeze him in at. You want this guy on your team. He's that kind of action. And notice, people, the only reason that he wasn't a starting running back when he was at the University of Texas. The only reason he wasn't a starting running back is because he's selfless and he yielded the floor to one Bijan Robinson, who became the starting running back and was outstanding. But really, Texas, the University of Texas, they had 2 starting running backs on that squad, bro. Roschon Johnson could have been a starting running back easily for that team. Could have easily been that. But because he's a selfless guy, he took a back seat. He let Bijan be the forerunner, because Bijan is outstanding, not taking anything away from Bijan Robinson. But this guy here, starter material. This is what you want in the 2. You want a 2, he's got the ability to be a 1. That's what you want. He's my 2. That's my hot take, people. He's going to be the second running back, the number 2 running back on this roster.
Travis Homer.
Let me see. How can I say this? Ixnay.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make the roster. He's gone.
Ixnay on Ixnay. What did he do for the Bears last year? That's the only question I have to ask. What did he do? This guy was seen maybe once all year, and when you saw him, he didn't do much then. I mean, come on, bro. Well, he pretty much stole a paycheck last year. That's the only thing I can say. Took up a roster spot. Redbeard said all Homer does is block well.
Like Nate Davis is stealing paychecks.
Right. I mean, that may be his strength, but if that's the case, Redbeard, the only thing that we can use him for, bro, is special teams. I can't see any play anything.
Yeah, he blocks well with special teams. That's about it. And tackling. Yeah. Great tackling.
I don't see anything else that he can be useful for. I hear that he's a pretty good pass catcher, but I didn't see any of that last year. I didn't see any of that, bro. So yeah.
All we just saw him was in special teams, and that's about it.
Yeah. I'm hard pressed to believe that this guy's gonna make the roster. If he does, he's got to be on special teams.
Yep.
Khalil Herbert. Yeah, Khalil, you're a cool guy, man. I like Khalil, but I do think he without a doubt he makes the roster, but I think he drops in terms of roster depth. I think he becomes the 3rd string running back this year. But I don't know, the way the offense is going to be constructed under Shane Waldron. I don't know. He may scheme some things to where he can have Khalil Herbert out there along with, DeAndre Swift, or Roshan Johnson multiple times. I don't know. It really depends on how the Bears decide, how Shane Waldron and the Bears decide to run this offense. What they're going to do, for the wrinkles and what have you for this offense. So yeah, but he definitely makes the roster. That's without question. He definitely makes this roster.
Yeah, he's gonna make the roster, but I think after this year, I mean, they're saying that he might get traded. There are talks about him getting traded, but I don't know if they're gonna trade him outright just now. Maybe after this season.
I don't think they need to trade Khalil Herbert.
They really don't need to trade him. I think they just need to let him play out this season and then let him walk after this season, because he doesn't really have too much trade value unless, they need like a running back based on the type of offense that they're running. They could probably use him.
Right.
But I think they're going to let him they're going to let him play it out this year, and then afterwards they're going to just trade him. So, yep, he's definitely going to make the team.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert is definitely an explosive style of running back. He's definitely a quality player. He is Bears blood. He bleeds Bears orange and blue. He bleeds Bears blood. Say that fast. He bleeds Bears blood. But I think his days are numbered because of the addition of DeAndre Swift. DeAndre can do what Khalil can do, and at a greater level. I think he can do it at a greater level than what Khalil can do.
Okay, quarterbacks is the next one.
Yay! Here's the room everybody wants to see. There's our guy,
QB1
Williams. QB1.
Caleb freaking Williams.
The only thing I need Caleb to do is to manage gameplay. Don't play hero ball this year. Come out here, be the guy that knows how to get to the W's. We don't need him to average 40 points a game like he did at USC. If he does, fantastic. That's outstanding. But that's not our goal with Caleb Williams. We need Caleb Williams to just be solid in the pocket, be efficient. If he plays efficient ball and he doesn't turn the ball over, I think 10 wins are easily in his grasp in his rookie year with this team. I think 10 wins are easily in his grasp. So, just play smart. Don't become an egomaniac, where you get a big head if a few things are going right for you. Stay humble, and listen to your veterans. Listen to your veterans. They're the ones that's going to anchor you in your rookie year, especially during the tough times. Listen to these seasoned vets who've been in this NFL for a number of years, and they know how this show goes.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Caleb Williams doesn't have to come in here and try to be Superman like they all called him at USC. I mean, I've watched a couple of his games where, he literally had to carry that team. Most notably, of course, like that Notre Dame game where he was literally trying everything he could to do everything he could to help that team, but
will them to victory.
Will them to victory. And of course they ended up losing, but he doesn't even have to come into a situation like that where he has 2 7th-round receivers. His best wide receiver was a 7th-round pick who was drafted by the Los Angeles Chargers and Brendan Rice. All he just needs to do is that he just needs to be a game manager. I know that sounds we don't want to hear that, Bears fans, but all he just really does is he needs to manage the game, because we already have DJ Moore, we already have Keenan Allen, who are Pro Bowl wide receivers. We're really going to do much of the work for them. And then you also got Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett, who are capable pass catchers. You have a litany of weapons who are going to be good. Not to mention, you also have a defense who is going to be lights out this upcoming season. I think this defense is going to be lights out, specifically our secondary. Our secondary is going to just light up the world. And so
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, he doesn't need to do too much. But if he does live up to his potential, like how a lot of the pundits are saying that, he is one of the best prospects coming out of college, St. Andrew. Look, I mean, I could potentially see this team win 12, 13, hell, even 14 games, man, if he definitely lives up to his potential.
And Kobe, let me say this for all of the naysayers who frown at the potential of Caleb Williams being a game manager. They don't like the term when you say game manager. Let me tell you all something. The greatest quarterback to ever don a uniform in the NFL, who goes by the name of, say, Tom Brady, stated that he was a game manager his entire career. That man managed his way to 7 Super Bowl victories. 7. Managing the game. Not being the greatest passer in the world. He didn't have the greatest deep ball.
He wasn't Peyton Manning. Yeah,
right. He wasn't Omaha 53 Mike in and all of that stuff. He wasn't doing any of that stuff. He just took what the game playbook was, seen what the coaches gave him, right, and took advantage of what was there, and it managed him to 7 Super Bowl victories and some Super Bowl MVPs. Let's not forget that, people. So before you frown and turn your nose down at the idea of Caleb Williams being a game manager in his rookie year, remember that there are some pundits, and I'm not one of them, just for the record, there's some pundits who believes that Caleb Williams has the ability to take the Bears to the Super Bowl and win it in his rookie year. I'm not.
That's Nick Wright.
That's not me. But there are people out here that's saying that right now. So Caleb Williams, sky's the limit for what this guy can do. Sky's the limit. He just has to let the game come to him. Don't try to play hero. That's all I need from Caleb.
All right, Brett Rypien.
Totally a veteran move to give Caleb Williams a voice of reason, an experienced voice, a voice of depth to anchor, him and help him settle down when things get a little haywire for Caleb Williams. That's the purpose of Brett Rypien being here. There is nothing in his game that would tell me that the Bears should keep him on as a quarterback, as a QB2, other than he's got 5 years of experience at this. I'm not impressed by him, as a QB, but he's been around 5 years, so he has to be doing something right. You know what I mean? This guy is hanging in there. But yeah, I think he's more there, to help anchor Caleb, so, if things get a little haywire, he's got a voice of reason there to talk to.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the team. I don't know if he's going to make it.
I mean, what are the other options there at quarterback, though? You got him, you got Caleb, and then you got Austin Reed, the undrafted.
Don't forget about Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent is still on the team, too.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Tyson. I keep forgetting you here, bro.
Are we forgetting about Tyson, too?
I be keeping Tyson so quiet, bro. I don't be forgetting that.
Yeah.
Here. But I think Brett Rypien, I think he makes it. I think he's just, like I said, he's just there for the purpose of, the experience, helping settle Caleb down, which tells me that Austin Reed is probably going to be the odd man out and maybe on the practice squad. I was sharing with T.O. earlier about that.
I can see that too.
Yeah, I was sharing with T.O. earlier that the Bears generally carry 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Yeah, we generally carry 3 quarterbacks on the roster. So, so I could definitely see us doing that. I could definitely see him making the squad. I can see him making the squad, but just as an emergency 3.
I could see that as an emergency. I could definitely see him, being a voice of reason for Caleb Williams, being in his ear, trying to calm him down. Yeah.
I think the only way he gets uprooted if Austin Reed comes out here and has an outstanding camp. If that guy comes out here and has an outstanding camp and he makes it virtually impossible.
Outstanding training camp, bro.
Yeah. He's a rookie, Western Kentucky. He had an outstanding college career as a passer, the college ranks. But
Very good in college.
Yeah, he's really going to have to impress. And here's a plus that Austin Reed does have. You know, in the offseason every summer, he would train with Caleb Williams. So he's familiar with Caleb. You know, he's got nuances from Caleb. He's learned things from Caleb that helped him become a better quarterback at the college ranks. And if he can translate that to the pro ranks, you know, sky's the limit for what he can be, you know. I think he makes the practice squad right now, though. I don't think the Bears just outright cut him, but I don't think he makes the 53-man roster. I don't think they get rid of him. I just don't think he makes the roster right now.
Yeah. Tyson Bagent, I think he's definitely going to make the roster.
He said, Tyson, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I forgot you was here, brother.
He was very effective last year, you know, in the 4-star state they did, you know. I think he's definitely going to make the roster. I think he was very good. He came in last year. He stood in for Justin Fields. And so I think, you know, with him, I heard he was going to practice with Caleb Williams during the offseason. And I think this type of kid, like he's definitely the type of person that puts his head down and just works, man. So I think between Caleb Williams, Bright Rippin, and Tyson Bagent, I think those are the three that's going to be in the room.
Yeah. And Coach, this is going on pretty long. I think we're going to probably have to do a part 2 to this for the defense is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we can do a part 2. I think we're going to end it right here, right? You want to end it?
Yeah, we can end out on Tyson. Let me say this, bro. Tyson Bagent is a hard-nosed, tough kid. I love the swagger and the confidence that this guy plays the game with. He goes out there like, you know what? I'm going to prove all y'all wrong about me. With every play, this guy goes out there with a swag. That being said, Tyson's very limited in terms of, you know, his ball skills, especially when it comes to going down the field. Now, he's a smart quarterback. This guy's smart. He's agile. He's very athletic. You know, he can run around. You know, he can keep plays alive. He doesn't have a problem with checkdowns or dump offs. But going deep is a sticking point for him at this point. I'm hoping and believing that in the offseason that this guy puts some work in, you know, on, you know, his deep ball accuracy and throwing deep and what have you. Because to me, to be honest with you, that's the most limiting portion of his game. Other than that, this guy, he could play. He could be a Brock Purdy type, you know, if he could throw the ball down the field. You know, I can see that in Tyson Bagent. You know, he's got the swagger of a starting QB. He's got the swag, bro, and definitely got the toughness. And like I said, he's smart, you know, but, you know, you got to get a stronger arm going down the field. You got to be more accurate. You know, you got to do that, you know. But I definitely got him as our QB2 on this roster, without a doubt. Without a doubt, bro.
Yeah, I think we're going to end it right here. We'll do a part 2 next week or this upcoming.
We'll mess with the offensive line and the defense then.
Yeah, offensive line and defensive line. But yeah, guys, that was I think that was mostly the offense, right there, right?
Yeah, that was all offense there, bro.
It's pretty much all offense.
Only thing we didn't touch was the offensive line. We didn't get to the offensive line. Yeah. It's a lot to cover with this, bro. This is pretty cool. You know, hey, we might end up doing a part 3 or part 4 to this, the way this is going, because we were talking about 90 players that we're going through, people. This is 90 players.
That's a lot of players.
53-man roster. Yeah. And maybe we should start keeping count too in terms of who we're picking, because maybe we might go over 53, we might be under 53. I don't know.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank y'all for coming to the show. Stay tuned for more video updates. I think today I might make a video on the Chicago Bulls. You know, the Chicago Bulls. See this logo, and then you see you see the claw. Yeah, the claw. But yeah, I'm going to be making more video updates. I'm going to be doing some more NBA videos. You know, talking about the Klay Thompson. I might go outside, you know, just talk about just NBA, just some stuff. Yeah. The Dallas Mavericks doing the sign-in trade with Klay Thompson.
Real teams making real moves.
Yeah, like real teams like unlike the Chicago Settlers, Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Settlers. Yeah, that T.O., that's our new name, the Chicago Settlers.
Chicago Settlers. You know, and then also the Philadelphia, you know, signing Paul George. It's a 4-year deal.
Great signing in my estimation.
Great signing.
Bro. Great signing,
bro. But yeah, guys, that's all we have for today, guys. Thank y'all for joining. And like,
stay tuned for next week. Stay tuned for next week. Stay tuned for next
week's episode where we'll do a part 2 of the predicting the 53-man roster, guys. But
yep.
How we always end it over here, guys. Claws up.
Bear down.
All right, guys. Peace.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood. We'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up.